welcome to the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie, powered in part by Classic of Denton.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie here at dentonradio.com. I hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. So we have some very, very busy activity going on here in the studio and about in the square and Denton and whatnot. We have Vanessa Cortez and Jonathan Pinto here from Stray Fest. So we're going to be talking about Stray Fest, and we're going to tell you what Stray Fest is. And I will, let's go ahead and introduce them and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Of course.
We really appreciate it.
No problem.
So my name is Vanessa Cortez, and I'm a film major at UNT, and I'm one of the co-founders of Stray Fest.
My name is Jonathan Pinto. I am a graphic design major at UNT and an artist, personally, and I'm also another co-founder of Stray Fest. We've been working pretty hard on this for the past couple of months.
I know you guys have.
And we're really excited to be on the show and share it with everybody.
We're excited to have you here because I know when I met with you guys originally, you guys were going a mile a minute. I mean, it was like, we got to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and y'all were list, and it was so great to meet with you guys and see that there's another festival coming to town, and it was going to be geared around film as well as art and music.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome because you're hitting 3 different areas of arts, and you're going to be presenting that. And just so you guys know, whoever is listening out there, all the million viewers, Stray Fest is going to be a festival on August 25th at the Alamo Draft House, which is the brand new venue here in Denton.
Yep.
Off at 35, and you guys are going to be featuring films, artists, and musicians. So let's go ahead and talk about you guys first as Dentonites. So how did you come about Denton? We always want to know who you are.
Okay. Oh, God. I feel like you have to get indoctrinated to be a Dentonite. Well, I'm currently about to be a senior at UNT. I'm sad to say that I didn't really do much my first couple of years, but I started getting much more involved in Denton about last year. And I think part of the reason why we're making music a big inclusion into the festival is because of our love for local house venues and all of the talented bands around here. So like I said earlier, I'm a film major. I love film. I love everything about film. You come in with such big dreams, and you learn even more about the industry. And last April, I produced the Media Arts Festival for UNT, and I got a gist of what it's like to handle so many logistics for something this big. And it's kind of intoxicating. It's kind of like a huge power trip, and that's what I really, really like. And I realized my strengths through producing that, and with this being much more like we have so much more freedom to do this, and my knowledge in film and knowing so many great musicians around here, I feel like I had a really big stronghold to include that in our festival. So those are the things that I really like doing about this. Very
cool. And I would say right up your alley once you get that itch for, like you said, you start experiencing it's basically the vibe of getting all that organized and done. And it is addicting because I know once you pull something off, you're like, what else can I do?
Oh, yeah.
And it is very time consuming. And if you can juggle that many balls and you can make it all happen, you get that itch to do it again. So
yeah, totally. It's like being Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada.
There you go. What about you, Jonathan?
Well, I came to Denton as well as a student I'm originally from Fort Worth, and I came here to study communication design, which is like graphic design. So, but I kind of do a lot of my own side things. I'm a painter generally, and that's kind of how I make my money and stuff. And this whole thing, though, came because I'm also a fan of film, and me and Vanessa and a couple of our friends started our own production company called Stray Dog Productions, and we made a short film a while back called Don't Touch My Bushimi, and we premiered it. We premiered this film that I personally think is a masterpiece. We premiered it in front of a living room full of people, and we thought that it would be nice to premiere in front of a larger audience, which kind of led to us thinking, oh, what if we put together our own little like kind of screening, maybe in like a warehouse or some little rinky-dink thing. But then I got in contact with James Wallace at Alamo Draft House, who is a UNT alum from the RTVF program. And he allowed us to use their venue for the festival, which kind of ended up bringing us to them and making this a lot bigger deal than we thought it was going to be.
Very cool.
Which is, I guess, has led to us being here and all the crazy things that have transpired.
About connections. It's all about connections.
The power of email is insane.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
Forward.
CC, BCC.
Yeah, there you go. It is a journey for you guys, and it has been.
Yeah, definitely.
Rapid growth.
Yeah, very rapid.
Did you guys see yourselves? I mean, I'm sure you had aspirations to do this, but I can imagine that you had that event and you anticipated a certain amount of people showing up, and then it just blew up, or how did it happen?
Well, one of the shout outs that we definitely want to give out to is like the musicians. One of my friends, Dylan Tarver, he's in the band known as The Altitude. So he was the one who organized that festival where we premiered that film at. I can't say the acronym because it's not appropriate, but it's called, it's Free Underage Cool Kids. Okay. You got it, right? And so it was known as that. And it was also a very small music, art, and film festival. And I was in charge of the film coordination. And so that's where we premiered the movie. And that's kind of where we just got the same idea. We just wanted to go bigger. And like with the help of all of these great musicians, especially like Dylan, like he just provided that for us, and I don't really know if we'd be here without that kind of like aha moment where we showed that off, and it is intoxicating. And
yeah, because it's a good feeling to like show something you've made to a crowd of people and like see them respond to, because like the crowd, they liked the movie and they laughed at it, and we thought like and it became like about more than just like our film, because we're really excited just because like we've gotten a lot of submissions and we've already actually judged them and selected the films, and we're really excited to like have all the hard work of like the local like young filmmakers in town to show their work on like a larger scale at like the big screen at Alamo Draft House. This theater seats 175 people, and like we just think like it's such a good feeling to like have your work recognized, and we're happy to like bring that to these like aspiring creators in town.
Now I know that you guys, when we spoke previously, y'all were really adamant about trying to find the diamonds in the rough, the ones that are coming out early out of the gate, and that was really important to you guys because of the aspirations that people have at that, I would say, at that early age. So that was really important to you guys to find those people. And how has that have affected your relationship with those artist submissions, and how do you feel that influences them as far as their paths?
As far as the filmmakers, I know so many of them just being in the same program with them. You kind of just know them by name, but like Jonathan said, we just finished judging, and it's filled my heart so much to see all of these filmmakers posting on their social media that like, oh, we just got accepted into this festival, and like that's so great. Like we're making these people like, they're going to have this platform that with film is really hard to reach. Like with film, there's a lot of logistics into like trying to get your film to premiere somewhere. And, this is our first time going, and this is like a very small festival compared to a lot of other ones. But, they've got that audience for that night. And, like I told you earlier, I'm getting email after email about people reserving Eventbrite tickets, which, by the way, reserve your tickets. It's free, but, we have
definitely
limited space. But
strayfest.eventbrite.com.
Yeah. But it's awesome to see how much excitement that we're building within the artists that are going to show there, and the musicians and the filmmakers. But Jonathan's been taking care more of the artists. So
when it comes to the art, like I'm an artist myself, and I'm going to be showing my art at the show, and I know that it's hard to like get people to like pay attention to your work and to like and honestly, like as much as we can talk about the good feelings it gets to people to show their work, like I'm happy to say that the artists will probably make some money off of this because,
Very
you know,
good.
like,
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's hard. And I remember whenever I like opened up my website to sell prints, it made me feel really cool to like sell something like that I made and then like get money back from it. And like I went and bought food and I was like, I just fed myself off of my work, and I'm like really excited to like, I don't know, like provide that to some more artists and like have them like come out and show their work and like go home a little bit like more financially stable, like because it's a hard
Circle
life,
of life
out here.
you know?
Yeah.
It is a very, very neat process to be able to say, I created this with my brain, my hands, whatever your talent requires, your tools, and then to be able to sustain yourself with that because it's your passion and you love it.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it adds that you know, I got it.
And then plus like it's gonna be nice for them to like go home and like know that perhaps they gained a new fan or someone else that'll support them in the future, because you know that's what it's all about. Like it's not, because it's about bringing people around you together to like to build your base and your tribe to like
definitely
push you on forward. And I feel like this is a good opportunity for the artists, the filmmakers, and the musicians to gain more people to follow them and support them in the future and be fans.
You know, one of the things that I find that is very interesting is when you become involved in these types of events, obviously you're going to come across all kinds of people, right?
Right.
But then you see people shine. You really see what people are made of, and you're like, this person has what it takes to keep the ball rolling for their, not just for themselves, but even for you guys. I want to work with them again, you know? And that's how connections are made and networking. And you're just like, okay, you're building your family, basically your tribe, like you said. So it's always interesting to see who runs with this and just takes it into stride.
The power of networking is so underestimated. I remember coming in as a freshman into the film program. It was very scary because film is like a collective artwork. You need so many people to fill in so many positions. And you can make some stuff by yourself or with just a couple of close friends. But like, if you want to make something great, you have to have like a whole team of people that you work well. And so producing the UNT Film Festival last April was one of those experiences that opened up so many like networking connections. And along with this, like now, like, I mean, if you think about it, we have people at the Alamo, we have local businesses that we've reached out to, we have you, and we have like just so many people to thank, and it's going to make a lasting impact. And I hope that it'll be a lasting impact for all of the artists and musicians and filmmakers that are at the festival, because they're going to mingle with those people as well. And it's just like, it's just a web that keeps growing, and I love that.
I was just going to say, it's one of those things where it's, for you being the people that are presenting the platform, it is a give and take for you guys, because you're depending on people around you, above you, to guide you and give, you know, their experience, knowledge, but also to support you and sponsor you. And then you have the artists that are looking up to you guys that are like, I want to go and do that with them. I want to, you know, so you guys are sandwiched right in the middle and you're getting benefits both ways. And it's such a rewarding process, I think. So I would imagine that people that work with you are going to end up following their paths and having that same experience at one point or another. So that's really awesome. And the community is very nurturing, as you know.
Yeah, Denton's great for that.
Yes.
And when it comes to like that community aspect, like I know people say that we're networking and it sounds kind of like slimy and nasty, but like I feel like we shouldn't think about that. We should think about like we're not just networking, we're making friends, you know, fostering community. Like these are people we care about. Like a lot of the artists like are like people that like I think are really cool, and like I'd like to talk to them, not just in a business sense, but just like to just know them and to be friends with them and like support each other, because like we care about each other, not just for like our business purposes.
And it's very true, because a lot of the people that you surround yourself with, your tribe of your profession or your career path, become your family, and then it's also a very contagious inspiration. So the ideas keep flowing, and you guys are going to be like, hey, I had this idea. Do you want to work with me? Da da da. You know. So it's just a constant flow of knowledge, I think, and that's the neat process when you get involved with collaborations or big events like film festivals and stuff like that. So I think it's fun. I'm so excited for you guys. I've been excited since I first spoke to you guys. So
Thank you.
It's really neat, and I'm really proud of you guys for taking the wheel and going away with this. This is going to be really cool.
Thank you.
Let's talk about some of the artists that you have in there, the filmmakers, the musicians, and
well, I have my list of artists right here. We have Michaela Garza on Twitter. She's at Grandma Socks. Some people may have heard of her. She's got some really beautiful work. I actually went to high school with her. We were really close when it comes to our artwork. There's Chin, or Chinaza Agbor. She's also another really talented artist who I found on Twitter. Morgan Smith, who's a friend of ours who also attends UNT. Sarah Barnett, a very talented artist at UNT. She's had her work hung up at Vortman's. Really beautiful stuff.
Nice.
Then there's Wiley Reed. He submitted to us, and he does like really cool, like, I don't know how to describe his work, but like you'll have to see the show. But it's really really cool. There's Ashley Moody. I also discovered her off Twitter, and Obi's Lens. He's also I actually met him in another show that I did recently, and he's a very talented photographer. And speaking of meeting people on Twitter, I think I should just kind of put this out there because we're talking about like the people you collaborate with. Me and Vanessa actually met on Twitter a long time ago. At this point, it's been maybe 2 years now, and it feels like a long time coming for us to like do something kind of big like this together and like work together, because we've been like really close friends like the whole time. And when you said that, like, you know, your collaborators become your family, I feel like Vanessa's like my sister, and like we're out here like really putting something together.
Sorry.
Vanessa's like my sister, and it feels like really cool that we're putting something together. And
That's
I don't know,
awesome.
God, we used to be just a couple of kids.
Yeah.
And you're growing. You're really growing, and you're learning. And because y'all have the same vein of interest, you have each other's back. You know, you're basically like, no, we got this.
Yeah.
No, we got this. Come on, let's do this.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Are we gonna? Because I know you get your momentum, and then there's times in any process where you're like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, we're very aware of those kinds of things. And so you guys have musicians, and tell me the setup. What is everybody going to expect when they go to Stray Fest?
Okay, so we know that each sector is going to bring out a different group of people, or like, you know, their own fan bases and stuff like that. So we have musicians that are going to play hourly. The artists are going to be set up throughout the whole festival. You know, everybody's going to be able to look at them as they pass by. And the films, we're going to have 2 about each hour. So we understand that, you know, like some people are going to be there to see the bands, and but there's going to be like a film crowd, and we're going to try to get everybody to see the films as much as possible. But you know, some things will like overlap, and that's totally fine. Since we're talking about the musicians, I have the whole list right in front of me, and a lot of these people I know personally or I've worked with before, and they're awesome. So we have the Altitude, which my friend Dylan is in. He's awesome. I've been friends with him for such a long time, and he's one of the most talented, inspirational people I've ever met. He's just so like into his art, and I love that about him.
Very cool.
He's always making moves, and like those are the kind of people I just love to be around.
Very cool.
I've worked with Lizzie Trembour at the UNT Media Arts Festival. She's great. She has an incredible voice.
I've heard her.
You have?
Yes, I have.
She's
amazing.
Yeah. She's in a she's in a jazz ensemble, and they're so talented. They're just so they're incredible to watch. And I've worked with her before, and I'm glad to work with her again.
Nice.
So we have another band called Modern Modem. I don't know too much about them, but I know by recommendation of Jonathan that they're great. Unfortunately, I've never heard them live.
Since we're talking about how we're getting these mostly from house shows, they were actually the first house show band I ever saw, and
nice.
Ever since then I've been in love with them. They played a sick harmonica solo in the middle of one of their songs,
Nice.
and their lead singer is a friend of mine, and I'm just really excited to have them at the show.
Very cool.
We have another band called Mr. Breakfast. They are awesome. I know I've been in contact with Matt O'Donnell. He has like one of the most unique voices I've heard around here in Denton. They have such like a dreamy sound, and I just have so many fond memories of seeing them live. And then we have Doma Kid. My friend Samuel Decker is in that band. We've been very close for a while. He's very talented. If you by any chance know his previous band Nakamura, they were like on the rise. They have this incredible album on Spotify and Apple Music, and Sam is just like one of the most talented people that I know out here. He's also one of the filmmakers.
Interesting.
His film was selected to be screened.
Very cool.
And that movie is The Fourth Wall.
Really incredible film.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so. I don't think I've really seen anything like it. It's like so good.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then finally we have Lunasol, which I saw once live at J&J's basement, and upon recommendation of my friend Jules, like I was not expecting to see anything that cool, but they're so funky and dancey, and I can't wait to see them live.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a great variety of vibes there, and that's gonna be really neat. Now you did say they were gonna be set up, weather permitting, outdoors.
Outdoors, yeah.
So and they have I haven't been there, so I'm really excited to go.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to go, especially when you have the outdoor venue type feel, and then there's enough room for people to
Yeah.
get comfortable and enjoy the evening. It's it's coming up in 2 weeks. Hopefully our weather won't be so
Yeah, it's been raining.
crazy.
Well, maybe they got it done already since it's been raining for the past couple of days.
We're raining it out right now so that we
definitely.
can get that out of the way.
It's a pretty comfy spot.
Yeah. I'm excited for more reasons than one, because you guys actually are allowing us to come and be a part of it. So the Denton Vibe will be out there on location and doing live coverage of it, as well as, doing the whole media photo thing. So thank you for that. And we're so happy to be joining you guys. So let's talk about some of the film topics, if you can. Because I don't want to blow it for anybody. So
Yeah, we definitely won't spoil any of the films.
yeah, no spoilers.
But the way that we set it up was because it's our first time, and we didn't we wanted to try to make it like we were trying to go for like a 2-day kind of thing, but because budget restraints and stuff like that, we're trying to squeeze it into one. Well, we've managed to squeeze it into one, and we've selected 10 films out of like almost 30 that were submitted. And I'm not going to spoil any of those movies, but they were incredible, to say the least. We got like an overwhelming amount, and it was hard to choose who, and especially because you can put faces behind the people who made it and stuff like that. But I believe that we've selected a good amount that like are going to leave a lasting impression on people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some of the topics like range from like meeting your girlfriend's parents to some heavier topics, which might require some content warnings. But, we're not afraid to show these films because they're very honest films. That's something I think about these things. They're all very honest. They're all very, like, I don't know.
Relevant.
Yeah, relevant. Yes, definitely. And I'm just excited for the people to see them.
So, is there going to be like, I know the event is on the 25th. Will you have like a schedule? Because I know a lot of time people are like, okay, will I be able to catch this and then go see this band? And because you know how we do things in Denton, we got to know where we're going to be.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Well,
actually, our graphic designer, Elise, is currently working on the brochure. We're going to hand out a brochure with the schedule of everything at the event, so everybody who's there is going to have a nice little thing to kind of show them what's going on. So everyone will know what's going on all the time. And speaking of that, shout out to Elise for doing some amazing designs for the
Did she do
event.
the stuff that was on Instagram? And
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I absolutely loved the design. I thought it was amazing. It was really cool. I liked it. It was pretty neat.
yeah, she's great. She's so hardworking, and it's like when we first started the festival, we didn't really know what kind of style we wanted to go for, but like she has been pretty well, she and Jonathan work on it together, but I would say that she has definitely been like the person who's come up with our style and our feel.
I like it.
We really appreciate that. Shout out to Elise.
It looks
Big
really
shout out to
good.
Elise,
Yeah,
definitely.
props to you, Elise, because it's really impressive.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot. I was like, oh, that's very consistent too,
Yeah, she's been working very hard and couldn't be more proud of it.
Very cool. So where would people find your more information about Stray Fest as far as your social medias and stuff? So
We would say the most reliable way to get information about the festival is definitely our Instagram. We feel that Instagram has been like the biggest help on all of this because it's so like image based. And Facebook, well, we definitely have more of like the technical stuff lined up there, but we'll be posting pretty much every detail on our Instagram, and we're very, very open to direct messages. We reply like that. We reply very fast.
So what would it be? What's your handle on Instagram?
Everything is at Strayfest. Facebook is just Strayfest 2018. Instagram is Strayfest. We don't have a Twitter, sadly, but I think that's it. And our Eventbrite
Yeah, we have an Eventbrite, which is Strayfest at strayfest.eventbrite.com.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to email you guys for this or future purposes or for collaborations, it would also be, what email would they be sending that to?
We're so glad that we got like the most simplest one. It's just strayfest@gmail.com. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we got
Simple
lucky.
enough, right?
Yeah, totally. And I'm glad that you bring that up because, like, man, we're so excited to see how this works out for possibly another one next year.
I'm pretty sure it's going to work out. I have
Thank
the
you.
utmost confidence that you guys are going to be growing and that people are going to be knocking out your door before the event's even
That's what
over.
we're hoping for, honestly.
No, it will. And you've got some great people supporting you.
Yeah.
You've got some great
Yeah.
sponsors and, you know, you've got all these teammates basically
Totally.
coming in and collaborating with you guys to make it happen. You have your friends, you know, doing the hard work with you guys. So it's probably been a great experience for you guys, I think.
We're so excited to announce that we just got a partnership with Milpa, and they're awesome. I got them. We went to them because I've gotten so many recommendations. I got a recommendation from you to go talk to George Landeros, and he was awesome.
George is awesome.
Shout out, George.
Shout out George.
Everybody loves George.
Oh,
And
yeah.
La Milpa.
Yeah.
God. And so we recently had a benefit party at the Bean Cave, which is a house venue here in Denton, with the help of our friends Sam Decker, Jules Cruz, Cameron Mitchell, Sam Berlin. They were so awesome to host that event for us, which was our startup. We were so nervous because we didn't have any funding until then. So, and then, you know, we just really appreciate the people who've donated and just have like show so much support and excitement for the festival. Like, that's pretty much all we need.
And that's something important to note, that we had no prior funding for this. Like, and we're only 21 years old. We're students ourselves. So like this whole thing, like we're just doing it, like, and we're not profiting off this either. This whole thing is just to like
Labor of love.
yeah, just labor of love to support like these, because we just feel like Denton has so many young creatives here, like artists, filmmakers,
Yep.
musicians. Like, we go to these shows all the time, and it's just like we think that they deserve a platform, something
do.
like to get like the general public to know more about them, because like there's just so much going on, and like we're literally just doing this like just to like spread the word of all these great people that we really believe in.
Well, you're doing it for the right reasons. So I do not see any problems with this growing because your heart is in it, and that's the most important thing. And things are going to come your way. It's going to grow for you guys. I have no doubt about that. So
Awesome.
this is, like I said, I'm really excited about it, and I'm so happy that you found the support you needed for something like this. Props to you guys, especially because you're so young, and y'all are going to have fun with this, and it's your passion. So I'm really excited to see the turnout and the films and the music. I haven't heard all the other bands that you mentioned. But I'm really excited to
You
hear.
will.
Yes, I will. Somehow we're going to make it all work. Everything.
Yeah,
Definitely.
these are all bands that create like such a great experience. Like, that's what I had in mind when I was booking everybody. I was like, who is going to bring to life this idea that we have, like this feeling that we want to get out of it? And I there's just an overwhelming amount of bands here that do that, and we only have like a limited amount of time. But I'm glad to say that, like, I think that with everyone that we're going to be displaying, they're going to create that experience.
That vibe, that Denton vibe.
The Denton
The
vibe.
Denton vibe will be present at that Stray
sure.
Fest.
Yeah, did you see what I did there? Definitely. So we have a lot going on. Again, you guys, Stray Fest. That's on August 25th at Alamo Draft House. What time does it start at?
It starts at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. and it goes to 11. We start films at 6, so we want to give people a little bit of time to kind of get oriented to the place.
Yeah.
But then at 6 we start the films. That'll start on every 30 minutes, and the bands start every hour at 5.
Okay. So you guys make sure you check it out. Come out there and support local artists. Support these guys. They've been working so hard on this. I mean that. Come out and support the Denton Vibe as well, supporting them.
Thank you.
And I have a few announcements that I want to talk about.
Go, by all means.
Yeah, definitely. So we have something coming up, and it is another festival. It's called One City Music and Arts Festival, and that is September 16th or 15th and 16th. Or Jesse, is it the 16th and the 17th? 15th and 16th. And so that's going to be out at the Parker Plantation, and the Denton Vibe will be out there representing and doing live coverage and photos out there with these guys. You have to check out the lineup of music. I listened to their SoundCloud of a lot of the artists that were coming. It is an EDM festival. It's going to have a lot of different stuff going on. The music is awesome. So check them out. We'll be there with their team, actually, because it's going to be an all-day festival. Tomorrow, you guys, if y'all have, time out here on the square, go check out a creative art studio. We're going to have Miss Cassandra Berry performing with the Gypsy Cats. If you guys haven't seen them, go check it out. It is an awesome set to witness. She's got a beautiful voice. I call her Songbird.
Oh,
Nice.
For that reason. Don't forget that we have the North Texas Fair and Rodeo, and the Denton Vibe will be out there as well, checking out the artists and doing some interviews and photos and stuff like that. So we really want you guys to support local. It's getting busy, and when fall comes, all these things start happening really quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you guys for supporting the Denton Vibe. You guys were out there on Instagram as well as Facebook. Follow us, like, share, comment.
Mm-hmm.
You got to like us to love us, guys. So you guys, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having
us.
us.
Such an honor.
And speaking of thank yous, there's a couple people we want to thank, actually.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
we head
definitely.
out. We want to obviously thank George Landeros at Milpa. We want to thank James Wallace. He's the one who got us into the Alamo. He's
Nice.
been really great. We want to thank Jeff Busey. He's the GM at the Alamo. He's an
Nice.
awesome dude. We want to thank...
Maria Elena, she's been a great mentor through all of this. She works at the University of North Texas, and she mentored me while doing the other festival. So big shout out to her. We want to thank you a lot for having
thank
us
you.
here.
Anytime.
Paloma, you know her.
Yes,
She's our social
definitely.
media coordinator.
She's done a great job.
Yeah, she's done a great job.
And I'm going to throw in a thank you on that one because Paloma was connected to me by Iris Candelaria, who is
Thank you, Iris Candelaria.
There you
Nice.
go.
And big shout out to Elise. She's a hardworking graphic designer.
I want to thank Chris too. He's been here from the beginning. He's also been doing some work on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we want to thank Bean Cave. They're the ones who helped us through the benefit party. They put the first money in our coffers for the show.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So-
Hey, that's important.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
And obviously all the artists and the musicians and the filmmakers as well for being part of this and making it actually happen.
Yeah, and
Yes.
of course, like all of Denton, everybody who's shown a lot of interest in the festival, we really can't wait to have the feeling of having everyone there.
Oh, it's going to be amazing for
Yeah.
you guys.
We're extremely grateful.
Yeah,
Definitely. And we're going to hang out soon after you get
Yes.
everything settled down.
Yes.
Because that's one of the things that I find is a blessing for me here.
Mm-hmm.
When my guests come on, I always keep in connection with them. I always
Definitely.
want to see what you guys are doing.
Definitely.
And you're more than welcome to come back on the show. And,
thank you.
When you're doing stuff, I want to know all about it. So
We can't wait to talk about after the festival.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Yeah,
It's
it'll
going to
be
be
It's going
awesome.
to be nice to get a break.
And then you're going to be able to breathe.
Yeah. Well, school actually starts the next Monday, so maybe not.
Oh, okay. we'll wait for a couple of weekends
Yeah.
to settle to settle in with that. So thank you guys for joining us tonight on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie here on DentonRadio.com. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.